Have you ever met someone who made you feel alive, seen, even addicted to their presence? But deep down, you knew they were toxic for you. You tried to walk away, but something kept pulling you back, like an emotional magnet you couldn't resist. If you've been there, you're not crazy. You're not weak. You're human. Because science shows toxic people can be psychologically addictive. In this video, we're going to uncover the exact neuroscience and emotional dynamics behind why some of the most damaging people are also the hardest to let go of. We'll talk about trauma bonds, dopamine loops, intermittent reinforcement, and emotional manipulation, and how your brain becomes wired to crave the very person who's hurting you. It's deep, it's painful, but it's real, and understanding it might be the first step to freedom. Let's begin. The paradox of painful connection. Why do we feel so drawn to someone who hurts us? Why does pain sometimes feel like love? Psychologists call this a trauma bond, a psychological and emotional attachment that forms between an abuser and their victim, especially when the abuse is mixed with moments of love or kindness. It's not the pain that hooks you. It's the confusion. One moment they love you, the next they devalue you. Then they beg you to stay. This push-pull dynamic creates emotional chaos, and your brain interprets that chaos as intensity. You start confusing drama for passion, control for care, possession for love, and just like that, you're hooked. Dopamine, the chemical trap. Let's talk about brain chemistry. Every time a toxic person gives you affection, validation, or even a moment of peace, it releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical in your brain. The catch? That affection is unpredictable, it's inconsistent, and that makes it more addictive. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement. It's the same psychological mechanism used in gambling. When you don't know when you'll get the reward, you keep coming back for more. You crave their approval. You chase their love. You wait for the nice version of them to return. This unpredictability trains your brain to associate chaos with connection. That's not love. That's conditioning. Love bombing and withdrawal. At the start of many toxic relationships, you experience something intense. Love bombing. They shower you with compliments, attention, affection. They make you feel like the most important person in the world. But once they have you emotionally invested, they withdraw. Suddenly you're confused. You wonder what changed. You try harder to earn that affection back. This cycle mimics addiction withdrawal. Your brain remembers the high and does anything to avoid the low. So you excuse red flags. You rationalize the abuse. You even blame yourself. You're not in love. You're in a neurological loop. The wound they touch. Toxic people don't just walk into your life and create wounds. They find the ones already there. That fear of abandonment, that need to prove you're lovable, that inner voice that says, I'm not enough. They see it, and they use it. Toxic people often mirror back what we already fear about ourselves. They awaken childhood pain, old patterns, unresolved trauma. And when someone validates both your desire to be loved and your fear of being left, that's an emotional trap. They become the person who breaks you, but also the only one who can make you feel better. And that is why it's so hard to leave. The addiction to hope. One of the cruelest things about toxic dynamics is this. They give you just enough hope to stay. You believe things will get better. You believe they didn't mean it. You believe if you just try harder, love deeper, stay longer, they'll change. But every I'm sorry, every it won't happen again, every you're the only one who understands me, is part of the hook. Hope becomes your drug. But here's the truth. Hope without change is manipulation, and love without safety is just pain with pretty packaging. The role of self-worth. Toxic people don't just hurt you. They make you question yourself. They chip away at your self-esteem, make you doubt your perception, gaslight you into thinking you're the problem. And once your self-worth is low enough, you stop believing you deserve better. You accept breadcrumbs. You justify mistreatment. You tell yourself, at least they care a little. This is not weakness. This is conditioning. The more you're told you're unlovable, the more you'll cling to the person giving you half love. But here's the irony. You're not addicted to them. You're addicted to the version of you they make you feel like you need to be loved. Why leaving feels like death. If you've ever tried to walk away from a toxic relationship, you know it doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like grief. Why? Because your brain sees the toxic person not just as someone you love, but as your source of safety, identity, and emotional regulation. You've built your self-worth around their validation. So when you leave them, you're not just losing them. You're losing the version of you that existed in their world. It's not just heartbreak, it's withdrawal, it's identity collapse, it's mourning of fantasy. But on the other side of that grief is rebirth. Breaking the cycle. Healing from toxic addiction isn't about blaming them. It's about reclaiming yourself. Here's how. 1. Recognize the pattern. Understand the emotional hooks that kept you trapped. 2. Rebuild self-worth. Start validating yourself instead of seeking it externally. 3. Create emotional safety. Find people, spaces, and routines that regulate your nervous system. 4. Practice no contact or low contact. Distance is necessary to detox from the addictive cycle. 5. Seek professional support. Therapy can help you process grief, trauma, and rebuild identity. 6. Grieve what you hoped they'd be. Mourn the illusion, not the reality. Healing takes time, but every step back to yourself is a victory. What real love feels like. After toxic love, real love can feel boring. It's steady, safe, unpredictably consistent. It doesn't activate your nervous system. It doesn't give you highs and lows. And at first, that can feel off. But that's because your nervous system got used to chaos. Real love doesn't burn you out. It grounds you. It lets you breathe. It lets you rest. It doesn't hook you with fear. It frees you with truth. Final reflections. The truth about toxic attachment. If you've ever felt addicted to someone who hurt you, you're not weak. You're wounded. But those wounds can heal. Because what kept you stuck wasn't love. It was fear, confusion, and conditioning. And the person you're looking for, the one who will never abandon you, never manipulate you, never make you question your worth. That person is you. You are your own safety, your own home, your own healer. You don't need chaos to feel alive. You don't need pain to feel love. You need peace. You need truth. You need you. If you've made it this far, thank you. This topic is heavy, real, and deeply personal for many of us. So if this spoke to you, please know you're not alone. Drop a comment if this resonated. Share this with someone who might need these words. And most importantly, be gentle with yourself. You are not your past. You are not the person who hurt you. You are not broken. You are healing. And that's the most powerful thing a human being can do. Until next time, stay safe, stay grounded, and stay free.